Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to the next in our series of short videos in advance of this year's national conference taking place in Canberra on the 29th, the 30th and the 31st of October. And today I'm delighted to be joined by one of our sponsors, Stanislav Roth from Source, and together with Sampath Soiza, who is the General Counsel from Amplifon, one of Source's clients. Stanislav, maybe to start with, if I can throw to you and just tell us a little bit about your business.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you very much for having me, and great to see you, Sampath. So Source is essentially, we essentially operate as an in-house legal team for businesses without in-house lawyers. We become the in-house legal team and do exactly what in-house lawyers do. Or alternatively, we operate as an extension of existing in-house legal teams, helping general counsels and in-house lawyers with additional capacity and expertise on a right-sized monthly retainer basis. So that's in a nutshell what we do, what we are.
Very good, and thank you for that very succinct response. Brilliant. Let's move on, because I'm really keen to get a sense of how you and Sampath came to know each other and sort of the type of work that you've been doing together.
Yeah, I think we met a few years ago when Sampath was doing a few interim, I think, general counsel roles around the place, and our paths have crossed, and I think we really connected really well. And then I think when Sampath became general counsel of Amplifon, which I believe around end of last year, Sampath got back in touch quite quickly. Maybe I was the first person Sampath called, I'm not sure. But yeah, over to Sampath. Yeah.
Very good, and thank you. So Sampath, brilliant opportunity, you know, yeah, and thank you again for taking some time to join us today. Be interested to know what attracted you to Source and what was the business need that it helped, you know, solve at that moment in time, and where your relationship is now.
Yeah, look, so thanks, Chris. I think context for us is this is a very this is a large business by Australian standards. It's a global business, so it's headquartered in Italy. We're the largest of our kind globally and in Australia for our sector. But my role as general counsel is still a relatively new establishment role. It's probably the way to describe it. So when I landed in the seat and I guess assessed what I was walking into and where it needed to get to, the key pressure I found straight away was obviously resourcing, which is a challenge for general counsel, big and small organisations. And from meeting Stanislav and seeing and understanding the Source model previously, I could see immediate benefit and synergies from their offering, which, you know, provided an excellent solution for a business that was still kind of even getting used to having general counsel, let alone understanding the extent of its own sort of legal and risk needs as well.
No, thank you. And I'm obviously, you know, every business model is different. Every, you know, business activity levels are different. So maybe Stanislav, back to you. How did you go about identifying what the best solution was for Amplifon, given Sampath's newness in role and the need of the business?
Yeah, it's a really good question, Chris. And I would say my kind of first comment would be that quite unusually, I think, for law firms, and we're not really a law firm, we're an in-house legal team, but quite unusually, we actually don't spend too much time or don't worry too much about scoping what is being asked of us. And this is especially so in the context that quite often really people don't really know what they need or don't know exactly what they need. It wasn't quite the case with Sampath, who is a very experienced and sophisticated general counsel. So he did in fact have some ideas where the pressure points were and what he needed. But overall, what we offer is just simply unlimited in-house legal support. That's what we offer, and that's what we deliver. When Sampath approached us, I think he kind of identified a couple of pressure points in the business where he really needed a few extra pairs of hands, and one was contract contract reviews in procurement space, not uncommon, of course, for in-house lawyers. And I think the other one was marketing reviews, because being a B2C business, it does a lot of marketing. So these are the two areas where we're kind of focused on at the beginning, but it's a constantly evolving space, and we're there to support Sampath as if we were his in-house team, essentially.
Yeah, and thank you. That's great to hear. And Sampath, maybe for you, obviously, all organisations, no matter where they are in the world, are sort of looking at their cost base, and you know, there's an element of justification, if I can use that word, in particular around external spend. You're smiling. You can obviously relate to that completely. How are you measuring the value that you're getting from Source, and how is that enabling you to sort of maybe accelerate the business support?
Look, I think cost and value are two sort of catchphrases in a business like ours. We're very fast-paced and very, moving very quickly and growing very quickly. In terms of being able to track cost and explain benefit and take the business on that journey as well, I've been able to demonstrate and show, just through some tools I've developed myself, I guess what work we're getting and direct legal kind of benefit we're getting from Source in terms of the support and the depth there as well. But also I've essentially put in a comparison model tool internally, which I can show to my CFO how our general kind of corporate big firm panels, current and past, would have done the work and the relative kind of cost benefit straight away. So when I showed him that, safe to say he was reasonably well converted pretty quickly to the Source way, and that's without even going into the kind of qualitative measures of just the quality of service, the flexibility, and it is very much like having my own legal team. It's scalable. Caliber of lawyers is excellent. There's depth behind them. So while I have a couple of day-to-day contacts I use for most work, I'm very mindful there's a significant depth and resource behind them. So if they need particular specialty or specialization or expertise, they can arrange that without me having to get involved. They can talk within the Source network to other specialist lawyers where they need potentially for a deep dive on something. Very pragmatic. So it works both on a qualitative side as general counsel in terms of what I need from a legal team, but also very much the value to the business is now better understood. And it's a model which I'm quite comfortable from the lawyers I've got working for me from Source. Yeah. I'm quite happy for certain things they can deal directly with internal stakeholders. I've got that level of confidence and trust. So my procurement colleagues are big fans as well. They've been able to work through some really tricky supplier contracts, which they're trying to get under control across a very fragmented business model for procurement. And they can work with the Source lawyers quite directly, and I don't need to then be dragged into some of those discussions unless it's at the right point, to make a final decision or a call on some risk aspect or clause, because the Source lawyers have that understanding of the business and the skill set to certainly interact on a BAU basis with non-lawyers, which I think is the biggest challenge for in-house legal, to not be too lawyery. And I definitely get that from Source, and I'm very, very happy with it.
Brilliant. And it sounds like a fantastic relationship is growing in terms of both the support you're getting from Source, but also the impacts it's helping you to have in the business. So that's really great to hear. I'm very conscious of time, gentlemen, and thank you again for yours. But it would be remiss of me, Stanislav, not to maybe ask one final question of you. You're obviously coming to the conference in a couple of weeks' time, and thank you again for your support. what are you looking forward to most about joining us in Canberra?
Well, firstly, I'm really looking forward to good coffee, which will come in Source branded cups. So I invite everyone to get a cup of coffee. I'm sure it'll be very high quality. We'll make sure of that. But more seriously, I genuinely look forward to the opportunity, to the unique opportunity to meet many great in-house lawyers and general counsel, and I'm really happy that Source has something to offer to them that I think a lot of in-house legal teams really, really do need. So I'm very much looking forward to that.
Fantastic. And look, as I've said before, I shall say again, you know, our conference wouldn't be possible without the support of our sponsors. So thank you, and to everybody who is joining us in Canberra. But for now, gentlemen, thank you for your time. I wish you a pleasant and safe rest of your day, and look forward to catching up with you again soon. And for everybody else watching, still an opportunity to sign up to join us in Canberra. Use the link that's going to be shared at the end of this video. Bye for now.
Thank you.